What's up, my peoples? I'm a little early. I don't know how many people I'll be actually getting in this live stream, but I wanted to touch on a few things that I see as far as rap music and the culture of rap nowadays and its effects on black culture and the black community and things of that nature. And I also want to touch on the negative effects that I feel of technology, too much technology being harmful to us. I don't want to chop nobody's name up, but peace to my brother in the chat. So I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name, but peace and black power, brother. Um, yeah, I'm going to be touching on the effects of technology too. Too much negative effects of technology. So I'm going to get off into it with this hip hop thing. Hip hop's roots, the inception of hip hop, I believe it came off the back of the civil rights movement. So the early stages of hip hop was actually something good because it stemmed off the Black Panther Party and it had a real positive, uplifting message to the community. But eventually was able to be watered down somewhere in the mid 90s, I believe. If you see me looking down, I just want to keep on track with the notes I got. But eventually was able to get infiltrated and watered down, in my opinion. But yeah, it stemmed off of the civil rights movement. And at first, it had like a party type of feel. It started with the party type of vibe. The hip hop, the hibbit, y'all know the song, but it came off of that era. It was just like a good vibes, positive vibes, house party vibes, you know. And then eventually, late 80s, early 90s, I'd say, it started to have more of a conscious feel. The Nation of Islam came in effect, the Five Percenters, and things of that nature. You had a lot of rappers like the Wu-Tang, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim. They was all influenced by that Louis Farrakhan, Five Percenter, all of that same tree. That was all influenced, you know, the early stages of hip hop. They were dropping a lot of jewels in their music, uplifted messages, and things like that. But then, you know, it eventually changed. Even Ice Cube, after he left NWA, he linked up with Khalid Muhammad and started to get some knowledge himself. And his message was actually uplifting and powerful. You know, he spoke a lot of truth to power. Ice Cube and Public Enemy. You can't forget about Public Enemy. They always had a deep message routed in, you know, upliftment of the community and things of this nature. You know, so Public Enemy was a part of that struggle too. You know, but after that, I believe it was able to get infiltrated, sort of like the COINTELPRO. They was able to infiltrate, you know, hip hop the same way they did with the Black Panther Party. You know, and it was able to get watered down. They derailed the message, and eventually it turned into what we see now. You know, even Tupac, when he first started, he had an uplifting message. Tupac was more of like a conscious rapper, like a revolutionary, because his mom was a Panther, so he had a lot of those views in him. But they was able to deroute Tupac's message, and that's one of my favorite rappers. They was able to deroute his message, I say in like the mid 90s, when he got more on a gangster vibe, when he started, you know, derouting from his original message. And Brother Ice Cube, like, you know, they derouted him. They started giving him movies and had to, you know, make him likable for everybody. So they gave him Are We There Yet and things like that, because these Jewish record label owners start to, Khaled, yeah, peace, brother. Khalid Muhammad is a powerful master teacher. Yeah, yup. I follow Louis Farrakhan too a little bit. You know, I don't really get too much involved in things. I just take away whatever I need and just be able to apply it to self. Yeah, but Khalid Muhammad, yep, that's where it's at. But yeah, getting back to this, Ice Cube was basically, he got watered down and they didn't taint it, you know, deriving him off his course and put him on a more of a friendly type of family vibe, you know, the goofy guy making movies, funny, because they had to, I think, deroute that energy when it comes to certain things like that. That's waking up the black mind, especially. They want to deroute that energy. They got to reroute it in a way that, you know, is more friendly, that they can digest. You know, especially Jewish record label owners, they're holding, you know, a lot of influence over our artists by saying, you know, do this, you'll get a bag. say this, promote this gang culture. And unfortunately, a lot of the rappers nowadays, our rappers, they just go along with the program. They just, okay, all right, we'll do it, master. You know what I mean? And they just don't got no drive and no will to, promote a powerful message to the young brothers and sisters. Even with the female rappers, they promote basically a message of just twerking, twerking and robbing men of their money, getting in their pockets, and it's crazy. And to the young minds, they see this, and it really affects the young mind. See, like white people, Caucasian culture, they listen to rap music, they buy it, but they don't get it in their mind to go do these things. You know what I mean? They're just supporting it. But when it comes to like our people, a lot of times it's sad to say, they get it in their mind to really want to go do this coming out of the struggle. They think, the way to get to a bag is to sell drugs and basically harm the community. I'm not speaking down on nobody because I know when you're in a certain type of environment, you got to do what you got to do sometimes to get to the money. I unfortunately at one point in time sold drugs. I ain't proud of it, but when you come out of the struggle, it's the struggle. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these rappers ain't even doing what they talk about they doing. They just promoting death and genocide to their own people. And it's crazy when you think about it because they just let other people come into the culture and destroy, the legacy of hip hop. The legacy of hip hop was really one of a positive, uplifting message that put a seed in you and had you wanting to do positive, whole righteous teachers and, the Wu Tang was bringing knowledge itself. And you just had so much good hip hop at one point. Everybody was different. But nowadays, everybody sounds the same. You can't find a rapper that really sticks out, that really got a message, because that's not what's going to make them money. That's what, they'll change your whole character when you go up into these record label offices. They'll change you and reroute your course. Because they'll say, oh, well, that doesn't fit. We want to change you like this. We want to have you look like this. Say you're a part of this gang or whatnot. And not to speak bad on gang, but that's the next thing I have to touch. Oh, I forgot to say the Ghetto Boys. They actually was down with Cornell X. They had Cornell X in one of their videos, and I believe he was a member of the Nation of Islam. So in the '90s, there was a lot of people promoting that Black power and self love. It was a whole culture, and that's the kind of stuff we need to get back to. But yeah, like I was gonna touch on the gangs too, because like the gangs, they stem from the Black Power movement, and it was actually a good thing at one point, the gangs, but the message of the gangs got all crazy because now it's just a one of negativity, banging on your own brother and destroying the community. You know what I mean? And that goes on with every gang in every community, but I'm really not concerned with that. I'm really concerned about the black politics on it. It's just banging on your brother, banging on your ops, and the kids see these things and think it's cool to join, because they might be missing something in the household, so they want to join the gang. The black nationalism and the black revolution is what we need to get back through. Okay, my brother, I see you. Yeah, well, what was I saying? Yeah, the gang culture really like was detrimental. It started as a good thing to protect the community against the white man coming in there and other cultures coming in there and exploiting us of things we had in the black community and to protect the black community. But it eventually changed. It got all crazy, and they was able to infiltrate the gang culture, and it turned to more banging on your brother instead of positive aspects. The gangs turn to more of a negative one, in my opinion. And yeah, I want to touch on that. And then with my notes, I also want to get to the technology. Too much technology, in my opinion, is bad. Nothing that we do nowadays is really under a radar. Everything we do is under a microscope. They recording you, they listening to you. You know what I mean? with this technology nowadays, everything's being recorded. Even I was looking up something. When you sit in your house and you got your phone on you, you know your phone is actually a receptor to your television. When you're talking about stuff, whatever you're talking about in your house, they'll show you an ad on that, such as if you're thinking of or talking about a sneaker, for example. You know, that sneaker ad, your phone will record it and it'll transmit a signal to your TV and you'll be shown a sneaker ad. I even seen Domino's Pizza have a mind reading app. And the mind reading app basically, you know, you'll log into this app and they'll know what you want to order from just a shake of the head or a nod of the head. And that's just too much technology, in my opinion. Too much technology is bad. I'm telling you. And then sometimes, this might sound crazy, but it's happened to me. Sometimes you're sitting in your house and you're thinking about ordering something or buying something, and you're thinking about it in your mind, and then your phone is actually, you know, sending a signal on this. You know what I mean? And showing you an ad on what you're talking about. You know, and it's picking up your thoughts, and that's crazy. You know what I mean? And if you don't believe it, you could try it for yourself. You know, think of something. It might not happen right away, but then eventually you'll see an ad on that of what you was thinking about. You know, then they putting up all these 5G towers everywhere, and that got to be harmful to the health, to the environment, or whatever. They sticking them all in these neighborhoods. I know just around the little area I live, it's about 10, 12 of these 5G towers, and they got to be negative, these 5G towers on the body, you know, to have them all around you like that, you know, emitting God knows what frequency and things of that nature, you know, and the technology nowadays, they picking up on everything. Nothing's done in the dark anymore. Everything you do is under a microscope. So, you know, just be mindful of that. And next time you're sitting in your house, you know, you might want to get in your settings in your phone and reroute some things, because your phone is actually transmitting a signal to your TV of things you talk about. So if you want to buy a product or something, your phone will pick that up and send a transmission to your TV, and you'll actually see that product. And you know, if you're thinking about buying something and your phone is on you, it's happened to me many times. It sounds crazy, but your phone will actually show you what you want to, what you were thinking about buying. You know, and if you don't believe it, try it. It's just this technology is crazy they got nowadays, and it's very detrimental, and it has effects on us. They just want to keep creating and developing things, but I believe it all has an effect on the human body and the environment. And now that we at it, I'm gonna touch on this food too. The food nowadays, nothing is natural. They shooting it up with all these steroids, and you know, you see it nowadays. The water is being contaminated. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people in a lot of places, their water has arsenic, lead, and all these different things in it, which is harmful to the body. It's just crazy. You know what I mean? So I would tell people, in my opinion, too, if you could do it, like start farming and growing your own stuff. And, you know, because nothing we buy from the stores nowadays is natural anymore. You know, years ago, you didn't hear about all this stuff being contaminated food and all of these impurities they put in the food, such as the high fructose corn syrup. I don't know if it was around then, but I really wasn't hearing about it. Maybe I was too young, but nowadays everything is just, it's unnatural. And that's, you know, all plays a role in us, you know what I mean? To eat all this unnatural food, and you know, water is not even, you shouldn't even drink out your tap water no more, because you see it every time you turn on the news, somewhere is being affected by, you know, they got something in their tap water. I just seen it in New York, I think up in the Bronx or something like that. They had arsenic in their water or something like that, and people were questioning if they had gotten sick, or they was questioning if they was even all right, because they got, you know, this stuff in their water. They was out there, you know, the government was out there giving free water away, but how the hell did the water get contaminated anyway? It's just crazy out here nowadays. You know, I just wanted to tap in with the people a little bit, and, you know, on this Saturday, but I got a lot of stuff to do. I appreciate to everyone that tapped in with me, and I'll be putting out more live streams and getting better with this thing as time goes on, because, you know, I'm real new to this still. This is only my second live stream over here. So when I can shout people out more and get better with the setup and my setup, I get better and, I'll be shouting out a lot of people and peace to all my brothers and sisters that joined me today on this Saturday. You could have been anywhere else, but you was here with me. So, yeah, I appreciate that. Once again, peace.